Okay. So, twice in 2 days, which is sort of strange. But them's the breaks. I'm trying to get back into this. So basically, my idea here is that I took my old rusty RP-0 save, which turns out to be RP-1, save, because it got renamed sort of halfway through that playthrough, and took it into my new install, and it seems to have loaded. So now I get to poke around and see what broke, and also try to remember what on earth I was doing. So if anybody in chat can remember what the heck I was doing, that would be really, really nice, because I don't have any idea what I was doing. Let's see. So looks like what I have scheduled is a crewed orbital flight. 90-minute orbit. A lot of money. Let's see what we've got unlocked. So these are queued up. This is queued up. I at least have this with some little baby heat shields. Looks like I did the re-entry contracts then, if I unlock that heat shield. Interplanetary probes is queued up with Saturn IU, Mariner Core. Let's see. So given where we are, we need to research basic capsules. And we need some serious business RCS. NorCal Planner says, this is the optimal start in the current risk competition. Do you have any rules of thumb for how to allocate points in early RP1? So I don't actually remember that well. I mean, so back before the RP1 changes, it made a lot of sense to pump. I think the conventional wisdom then was to pump everything into build rate, because it was a money generator, and then you could start pumping into other stuff. After the change, build rate starts quite lower, so not quite as useful. So I don't know what I would necessarily recommend. I probably have to play it a few times now. I also just genuinely don't remember what I did. But here's my distribution at 137 points. 0.4 science a day in development and 2 build points a second for the VAB. So yeah, sorry I don't got more for you. Talk to Maximal, talk to maybe uh, your fellow competitors, what they suggest doing, because I'm sure they're kind and generous enough to give you some suggestions. Right. Let's check the times on things. Tech. Ah, that's what's going on. Right. I think I'm probably shooting. Yes, I was shooting for a. I was good. I think I'm beginning to remember what I was doing. I think what I was doing was I was using the advance from human spaceflight to pay for my interplanetary program and try to send something to whoever's window was coming up next. But goodness only knows what that is. Wonder if CAC can maybe tell me. I think. So I don't have transfer window planner installed. I don't have flyby finder or TOD or anything else. Let's see if we can. RSS today, remember to use the transfer window planner plugin. Well, let's see if this can just give us some sort of idea. Where did that pop up? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we are. So origin. And let's look at Venus, phase angle. Oh. Heh. Venus window in 8 days. Okay, well, we're not going to make that, that's for sure. Mars? 261 days? Yeah, that looks more likely. But just to verify these things, I'm going to... Oh, and I also check tracking station anyway to see what the heck is going on. It's been a while. Let's put you over here. All right. So we have a lot of little thingies. So we have all the ants. Then we have all the beetles. Then we have all the crickets. We have some dragonflies. The fleas in lunar orbit. More dragonflies. Caterpillar apparently has a maneuver node. It looks like, which I never executed or something. Earthworm. I assume those are probably weather sats because they're polar. Right. Okay. Well, we've got nothing else to do while we're waiting for these things to unlock. So... Oh, hang on. What were we up to? I think we were up to Earthworm 3, but let's find out. Yes, yes we were. And apparently we launched it 1 hour and 8 minutes ago. 9 minutes ago. All right. We have another one of these things going, which we're going to call Earthworm 4. Let's find out what it is first. Oh, I was supposed to install PVG and I didn't. I downloaded it, but I didn't actually install it. So this is still the peg MacJib. Right. Let's look at our engines. LR105 series, isn't that pretty? That's the new Blue Dog one. Why do they? Oh, it costs different because it has part of a propellant tank in it. That's right. What else is stuck in here that I was going to look at? Oh yes, the new X405H from Blue Dog. Why? Oh, right. Yes, because this is the SXT one and this is the Blue Dog one. All right, so we probably should see how it works. Replacing it with the prettier one, but I'm not going to mess it up right now. I'll do that when I have to rebuild something. So what is this thing? Let's figure out what payload is in here. Weather satellite. I wonder why that's cut off at WE. Oh, right, because at some point KSP switched to the abbreviations. Okay. And there's 92 units of it. How much in total do we have? Let's see. Oh, I can cancel the edit, so I can go ahead and grab stuff, get rid of stuff, and that'll make life easier. All right, so there's 5 of those things, and then a central one, all of which are 92.3. So 5 times 9 is 450, 460, 463, 462, I think is what it came out to last time. No, that number jumped out of my head. Right, let's cancel the edits, and let's look at our contracts. Oh, hey, it's a raiding party. Thank you, Luca. And thank you, everybody, for coming by. Yeah, I was hoping I wasn't trying to go head-to-head with you. I hope you did, in fact, finish your stream, because I saw you were on earlier. And I didn't want to put a stream up head-to-head. Yeah, no, I missed seeing all of you and doing all this. It's fun. All right. Let's see if we can get a weather contract. Yeah, I actually popped into your stream for a few minutes, and then I had to test the sounding rocket stuff I just pushed, so I had to pop out again so I could get the sound from this. But I'm going to try to go back when I have a chance to look at it and maybe catch you live next time, because it looked pretty cool. Yeah, straight 8 strunk. You'll notice that basically 2/3 of my craft files are straight 8 strunk. Especially so tooling made straight 8 very strunk. Let's see. So, ooh, that looks new. I don't remember that one. Ooh, I do have another one of these available. I can always do that. Sorry, I should explain. So let me pick a contract and then I'll go back to the VAB and I'll explain straight eight. So, seed, sounding rocket, explains communications to satellite for second generation weather satellite. 398. All right, we have more than 398, and I'm pretty sure we can manage that. So let's take that contract. You'll note that there are no sounding rocket contracts in here, other than this one, which is still a whip that Pap was working on. And the reason for that is because we decided that once you decide you're going to try to put something in orbit, you shouldn't be able to keep grinding them. You should be making a choice, and it punishes you a bit if you go for really early orbit, because then you can't keep grinding the sounding rocket contracts. All right, so hopefully that was the correct choice. All right, so now let's demonstrate what straight eight is all about. So the early Thor rockets had a maximum diameter of 8 feet, but they were curved. They ended up at, I think, 5 feet at the top. So it was basically, where's one of these early Beagles? This probably. Yeah, so consider a rocket that looked more like this. Okay, that's what early Thor looked like. But with Thorad, I think it was Thorad or soon after, they decided they kept extending this tank, and eventually what they did was they switched to a version of what is it, like the wide no, extended long tank Thor is not. Is that the right one? I forget. They had all sorts of weird names for the first stage in Delta. But eventually they switched to running the thing as 8 feet all the way up to the interstage, which you will note is what I did from the start, because tooling costs. Yeah, let's load one of these. And that's called a straight 8 tank, because it's 8 feet diameter all the way up to the top to the interstage. Yeah, 2.438 meters. Oh, somebody's discovered back in the days of the original RP-0 tutorial campaign. That was a long time ago. I'm glad you enjoyed watching that. I had a lot of fun making it. We went all the way to the moon and stuff. The Rusty RP-0 tutorial campaign, we got only this far. We didn't even get to human spaceflight. All right, so let's get out of the VAB. Right. Let me just look at this thing again so I know what it is that I will be launching before I launch it. Yeah, 8 feet is a very useful diameter. It works for single main engine lower sections. It works for this Vega-based upper stage. It works for an extended upper stage with an LR105 or an LR91 under it. It does a lot of things. You could probably you'd want to use it for a single engine Centaur upper, like single RL10 upper. It's a good size to have tooled. Yep, and oh hey Blowfish, good to see you. Yeah, Blowfish, weren't you doing the straight 8 space program, or was that Sound and Fury? I remember you were definitely talking about Vega at the time. which is why I did Vega in this playthrough. Whatever I call this, I think Cheshire. Oh, this has solids. Okay. That's why my turn program was the way it was. That explains a lot. All right, so this all seems reasonable. We've got 28 seconds of caster. Lift-off thrust-weight ratio of over 2. Then we've got 2 minutes of Thor, basically. And then 3 minutes and 21 seconds of Vega. And it's relightable, which is very nice, which we need for this contract. All right, so let's see if I remember how to fly this thing. So Vega was basically NASA contracted for an upper stage for Atlas for deep space missions. And to do it, they wanted to use the first stage engine from Vanguard, the XLR-50, or the X-405, as it's also known, under the Navy designation. Well, I mean, the XLR-50 was the Joint Army Navy designation. Anyway, they wanted to use that engine in a restartable upper stage for deep space missions on top of Atlas. However, they later were eventually made aware that the Air Force had been working on a stage that was codenamed Hustler, which was later known as Agena, and the whole program was canceled. But I like Vega because it's Kerolox, because it uses that engine, which I sort of have a soft spot for. I have a soft spot for all the Vanguard-derived technology because it's restartable very early. It has a quite high specific impulse for its time, and it's a neat might have been. I also get it too. For a while, Randall Munro hung out in the RO IRC, and I was fairly ridiculous for a couple days. This was back, I think, when we were first starting RO. I'm going to duplicate this in case this ends in miserable failure. And we're going to warp 2. And we're going to launch the thing. I have a feeling that we probably can't launch to this pad, but let's try. No. All right. 2 days to roll out. Now, let's check what the orbital parameters for this thing are before I do much. Have a weather stat. Achieve orbit with the stated parameters, which is periapsis of about 1 megameter, eccentricity below, or inclination between 95 and 100, so we'll shoot for 97. And launch to 150 by 1050. All right. Why did the warp stop? That's confusing. All right. Well, cross your fingers, everybody. Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot it had. The problem with straight 8 on this is that the the drag on the front of this is bad. It is not a very stable craft. Staging is going to be super fun. Why the heck is my staging screwy? Good, I caught that. Better check the rest of the staging. So, solids go there. I assume those must be the verniers. Let's see. Yes, they are. All right, solid decouplers, and then, oh god, I think we hot stage this thing. Do we? No, we don't. Well, we did at one point, but we're not going to now. I think we hot staged for extra delta V at one point. So that goes here. That. Okay, that looks like correct staging. Blowfish, I actually... I remember having some issues where the upper flipped. And I wonder whether actually... What's our delta V budget? Tight. Actually, I'm going to remove a little bit of sounding rocket payload because we don't need quite as much as we have. MISC tools. Not sounding rocket payload, weather payload. That can't be right. Resources. Oh no, I was wrong. We had way more payload than I thought. All right, that's cool. That gives us another 100 meters per second of delta V. All right, so we're going to 96.5, give or take. And we want 160 by 1050. Booster pitch start, pitch rate 0.8. We'll do 65 seconds. Num stage is 3, is I think correct for this. Yep, 3 stages is correct. Or maybe 2. I can never remember. I think it counts. Blowfish, there is exhaust blowback. I added that in 1.1, 1.2. There's definitely exhaust blowback. It's disabled in stock for obvious reasons, but pretty sure I added it. All right, let's get the show on the road. So, light fires. And off we go. Coming up on solid burnout. Solid jettison. Why are you nanning? Because I had the wrong stage number in, that's why. Alright, let's see what we do at the end of the pitch program. Whether I guess my numbers right or not. We'll probably have a down pitch moment. Yep. So this was not aggressive enough, as I thought it might not be. But we have plenty of delta V, which is good because we're going to need to circularize. Indeed. I mentioned, I think before you guys showed up, that I downloaded the PVG build, but I forgot to install it before starting KSP. RCS to on, which we probably don't actually need, but we're going to anyway. Ooh, how high are we? Well, we have another 45 seconds to get to much lower Q. Because, yeah, I have my doubts about whether we can get away with not hot staging. I think maybe we're supposed to hot stage this thing. Especially going polar. What's our Q right now? 2 kilopascals. Maybe we'll be okay. Ouch, I don't like that number. We do not have a lot of excess capability. It was the Cape. It was the Cape. I'm not running Kerbal Constructs. We're just launching polar, so that's why it looked weird. 10 seconds to go. We've still got quite a bit of dynamic pressure. Probably enough to flip us. But let's find out. We're going to coast for a little bit, and then... What the heck? Oh, we just had a failure to ignite, that's all. Okay. Well, that was fun. It wasn't after all that belly aching about hot staging. Turns out we just had a failure to ignite on the upper. Good I duplicated that thing and made the backup. duplicate it again. Welcome to early space programs. Gonna have to remember to fix my staging again too. All right, I see no reason to do anything different, basically. Night launch. Dawn launch? Can't tell. Okay, fixie thingies. Reet. Okay, that seems correct again to me. Now we need to set the number of stages to 3, and we need to pitch over slightly more aggressively, I think. Uh, 3 degrees, yeah, that's probably fine. 1 degree, yeah, 3 degrees. 3 degrees more, that's fine. Let's go slightly less retrograde, which will save us a little bit of delta V. Let's also dump the excess of this, which I think might be easier with ship manifest, but I'm just going to do it with hyperedit because it's faster. 398. Close enough. All right, that's exactly where we were before. All right, engage autopilot. Range safety button only if you assign it already. I don't think we have a... Oh, it is near all the other action group things, though. Yes, it would be nice to have an "Are you sure?" button. GUIs are never my strong point. All right, so this pitch program seems fine to me. So let's go. Why are we not pitching? Well, that's bad. Apparently it got stuck in vertical ascent. So that's a bunch of steering losses that we can ill afford. Oh well. Oh, that's what you mean. You mean in the right-click menu. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it is next to other things then. Why is this broken again? I really need to switch to PVG. We are going to be so short on Delta V. We're definitely going to be higher in the atmosphere than last time, though, given how we had much more of a vertical ascent than last time. Hey, Wing. Good to see you. It's Lamont's next guidance thing. Man, it's pretty hazy 20 kilometers up. Alright, we are now in guidance. RCS to on. All right. "30 seconds to burn out." Yeah, I'm sort of... Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed that I could, because it means not a whole lot has changed. But it's also nice that not all this work was lost. But yeah, not a whole lot has changed. If I were later in the career, it might have made more of a difference. But where I was, it's better. Well, let's see how staging goes, guys. Okay, and... Perfection! Alright, RCS to off, because we have verniers on this thing. Alright. So we're going to dump the fairings a little bit early to save up some Delta V. Because I do not trust that we'll have enough Delta V to circularize. But we'll find out. I think I probably over-provisioned on locks, which is probably why. It's using hydrazine instead of leftover HTP. But hydrazine has much higher specific impulse, so I guess that's fine. Is that an able? Do I have two of them? Oh, it's the Delta packet. Delta avionics package, that's why. That makes more sense. That number is worrying. I have a feeling we're going to need more than that to circularize. I really hope it's because I over-provisioned. and not because I only have done smaller contracts than this before. Let's find out. That, or if I had an initial perigee that was lower. Maybe I had like 145 kilometer perigee instead of 160. That could have shaved some delta V off. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's really not cool. Yeah, I should see what orbit Earthworm 3 is in. Are they rather lower? Who knows? Coming up on burnout. Okay. We have 33 meters per second left in the tank. This is not going to work, is it? No, no, this is not going to work. But I did over-provision on locks. And that's why. But I doubt that... I highly doubt that we will gain enough delta V to make this work. So I guess I should have done something. Well, let's see what the maneuver is going to cost. Maneuver planner. Circ. 200, yeah, so we're 200 meters per second short with this thing. Yeah, forecasters next time. Man, I thought I flew this mission before. Strange. Yeah, like, let's find where the other earthworms are. Maybe they're in much lower inclinations. Nope, same inclination. How the heck did I do it? Wait, sorry, same. And same inclination. All right, what the heck did I do to make that work? I'll probably have to go watch my old videos to find out. Because this was the thing that did Earthworm 3. Maybe Earthworm 3 had a lower payload? Very strange. Because we're quite out. Let's come line up on our node at least. But yeah, I think I'm going to need a fourth caster for this for sure. And even that's probably not enough. Okay. See how much delta V we gain from boil off. We gain next to nothing for boil off. No ignitions remain. Oh! I know what's wrong. It's the wrong configuration on the engine. Somehow the engine configuration's name changed in RO. So the engine was misconfigured. All right, well, given that is the case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cheat a little bit. Because active vessel velocity. All right. Close enough. That's what's going on. All right, so I have to edit that craft. Yeah, that's also partly on me because I should have actually checked first. But geez, it's a wonder it didn't fail over burning that long. Makes more sense about the ignition failure, though. All right. Let's go ahead and warp a little bit. Complete the contract. All right. Now let's go ahead and spin up, decouple the satellite, go home. Get some separation. Go away. And let's mark ourselves as debris. Oh, we already did, because I wrote a plugin to do that. Heh, that's cool. I forgot about that. All right. Yeah, that explains a lot.
Mhm.
241 units. Well, that's fine. It still pays the same. Who cares? We'll take it. And call this Earthworm 5. And edit it now that we know it's wrong. That's a stupid error. Well, I guess I might as well take the opportunity to replace. Well, no. I was thinking about replacing it with the prettier one. Yeah, let's look into what's involved in that. Remove it. Put the pretty one in. Put it in the right configuration. Does it only have one configuration? Does it not have test flight support? Oh, interesting. Someone didn't give this a... Someone didn't configure this right in RO. That's what's going on. Because even the... Yeah, because see, this doesn't have a TF core, which means this module won't actually do anything. Yeah, so we got to stay with the other thing. All right. And that'll get fixed at some point, I'm sure. I will take a look at it. Let's make the staging correct. That looks much better. A 3-minute and 15-second burn is more what I expected. Okay. Let's put everything back together. Fix the staging. Okay. That all looks correct now. Blowfish, yeah, for at some point in the last 2 years, I forget when, we switched to even if an engine only has one config, it still needs the RF module, the modular engine configs, because of how TF and RO module manager patches and RP-1 module manager patches work. Yeah, which you'd think you wouldn't need, but because of how TF binds, I think you still need. But it's a combination of how TF binds and how our generic TF stuff was written, which really we should just redo, but them's breaks. Anyway, so this is now correct, I think. That delta V looks so much better. Yeah, we were a whole like 600 meters per second short before. No, more. Probably more like 800 meters per second short. No wonder that didn't work. I mean, I'd be perfectly happy running that engine without TF, but that seems cheaty. Let's duplicate it. And how are we doing on tech? 15 days until that's done. A while until the other thing's done. Roll out. And I would like to actually see what's going on, so we're going to warp to the morning. Reminds me of one of my favorite Gordon Bach songs, Turning Towards the Morning. All right, let's do this. I think the parameters are basically the same. Yeah. Those parameters are the same, it's just we need way less payload. Ryder, good to see you. I hope you feel better. Catch you later. Blowfish, yeah, that is an impressive level of reliability. So yeah, I guess we should make it. It's gonna be, it's gonna be the king engine. Like the only killer is gonna be the fact that it doesn't have any upgrades. But other than that, it's gonna be the engine because it has restart capability. It's super reliable. It's nice and small. It's not a huge engine. All right, so let's try this again. We're going to strip out some payload, probably about to there. Uh, 241, 296, that's fine. All right, here we go. Let's do it again. Set this to 3 stages. Hope that everything works correctly this time with the guidance. Right. Nope. No idea why, but nope. That's loud. So TR201 is an RO config. It's on the LMDE, and it's a derivative of it that was cheapified even further. It has a lower specific impulse too. That's a big old pillar of fire. Oh, I know why I have to slow down. It's because I have 50 million satellites in orbit and RT is chugging, I bet. So much link. Seconds. Here we go. Alright. And a nice sedate kilometer per second spare in Delta V, so I think we'll be fine. That's much better. Okay. Fair, except... Oh, holy crap, Ferrum's back. I guess he got pinged a bit much. Okay. This launch is going a whole lot better than the last launch. It helps when you have your engines configured correctly. Yep, Ferrum is in Ferrum Aerospace. Circ. Right, let's do our circ burn. And it wasn't over provisioning, it was the fact that the mixture ratio was probably wrong. Actually, I think it probably was over provisioning a little bit, because I don't think the mixture ratio changed on the 405H, but maybe it did. I don't know. Come on. There we go. Settling the propellants. Oh, that's right. The vernier thing is broken. But that'll be corrected in the other config, I'm sure. Okay. So let's spin up. And let that whole thing drift away as we complete our contract. Excellent. All right, now we know what's wrong. Everything's fine. Ooh, I wonder if the... No, we wouldn't have had the performance we did if the LR79 was also screwed. Blowfish, that's awesome. Yes, I would dearly love to do that because then we wouldn't have that crap with the ignitions. And we can also, that reminds me, somebody needs to fix the gimbal on Saab's LR91 so we can, like that is a thing that I definitely can't do. Like the coding things I probably do, but that so that, so we can use that because that has the separate gas generator exhaust that can gimbal and all that good stuff. And it doesn't have a tank butt. I've been really missing having an LR91 without a tank butt. All right, I think I should probably call it quits there. It's about supper time. So yeah, it's great to see you all, and I'll see you again soon. And it turns out this career is back in action. So that was a nice surprise. Let's rename this. Okay, all right, cheerio.